I'm Christopher Titus, and this is the Armageddon Update. What the hell is NATO? And why the hell do we need it? Well, NATO is the North Atlantic Treaty Organization, which is an agreement by member countries to come together in the case of an attack by one of those Darth Vader countries. You know the ones I'm talking about: Russia, China, Iran, Florida. The North Atlantic Treaty Organization was created in 1949 by the United States, Canada, and several Western European nations to deal with the threat of the Soviet Union, because at that time, we thought all the Russians wanted to do was drop a nuke on every third grade classroom in America.
Duck and cover, tight. Duck and cover under the table. It's a bomb. Duck and cover.
He did what we all must learn to do.
And it turns out, after watching them invade Ukraine, they can't fix a fucking truck. And their leader, Putin, is afraid of Nosferatu. However, membership in NATO in peacetime is kind of like buying life insurance when you're 22. You don't really think about it. But then you get that colon scan and realize, oh my God, I should have joined NATO! I know I'm mixing my metaphors here, but in a way, NATO deals with cancerous polyps like Russia, China, Iran, and Florida. NATO is like the good gang that stops the bullies.
We're drawing a line, so keep your noses hidden. We're hanging a sign.
It's the original Antifa, except that they can also really burn things down if you want to get froggy. How do you join NATO? Well, there are some rules. Finland and Sweden had to come up with a master action plan, which was written by the heads of state. Finland, on the other hand, just had to ask. Then those states have to follow simple rules. New members must uphold democracy, which includes tolerating diversity, which cuts out Hungary and Florida. New members must be in the midst of making progress toward a market economy. You know what I'm talking about: capitalism and a democratic quest for bling and consuming shit you don't really need. The nation's military forces must be under firm civilian control, which again cuts out Iran and Florida. The nations must be good neighbors and respect sovereignty outside their borders, which again cuts out Florida and Texas. The nations must be working towards compatibility with NATO forces. Yeah, that's right. You got to get along. In fact, the NATO Charter breaks down to one simple rule: don't be a dick. So it isn't surprising that this dude wanted us out of NATO. Look, before NATO, we didn't have a gang to deal with the numerous bad actors around the world. Now we do. NATO just added members Finland and Sweden, and maybe they aren't known as the fiercest nations in the world. But Finland has already pushed back the Russian invasion once before, and they did it so sexy. Now both countries had the backup of the free world and France. Sweden is in NATO, which means they can help us design and build tanks and planes that can be shipped to war zones in flat boxes. But we didn't let Ukraine in, because one of the rules of NATO is you can't join while you're already in a war.
Forget about it.
Don't worry, Zelensky. We got you. Look, even though you ain't sitting at the table and we can't fight with you, meet us behind the dumpsters in the back, because we dropped off something for you. Shh. A little gift.
If anybody calls this in, or there's any shit about this, you don't gotta talk to anybody.
I'm Christopher Titus. This is the Armageddon Update. Zelensky, don't worry. You just quit talking. We got you, all right? Once this guy's over, you're in. You're gonna be a main country. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Zelensky. Hey, pipe down. Pipe down, Zelensky. Everybody, Christopher Titus Podcast. Thanks for tuning in, watching the Armageddon Update. Hope you like it. With me as always, by the way, is the lovely Bombshell
We're over
Ray.
Already?
I sound like I was wrapping up.
Yes.
I guess I wanted to. I think we're getting close to we've been doing this 12 years now. Let me start over again. Hi, everybody. Christopher Titus Podcast. With me as always, in this joyous place I love coming to, is Bombshell Ray.
What's up, people?
And the Highlander.
There could be only one.
Yeah.
I was trying to do your face.
There can
Scrunch
be
your
only
face.
one until I'm gone, and then there'll be another guy. All right. NATO. We were just talking about Zelensky. So Zelensky is very funny because Zelensky, I get it. Listen, I'm grumpy when traffic goes bad. Imagine if your country's being bombed on the daily, and we're sending, just by these rogue dudes that are just throwing shit over at you, destroying cities, and NATO goes, yeah, we're not going to let you in, And
They're
he's
like the big, like cool, like
he's like,
the guys
dude,
on the playground.
Show us, man. Show us.
Come on, little guy. Show us what you got.
Dude, this is not our fight, bro. It's not our fight, bro. Hey, you had a chance earlier we tried to jump you in the gang and you said no.
That's right. Well, you better prove yourself.
But Zelensky's like, the last guy they had before Zelensky was really corrupt. And he was like, he wanted to be part of Russia. And that's why when Zelensky got elected, which is the weirdest way he got elected, people don't even know. Guys, he was an actor on a comedy television show. He did this raging speech about corruption. It became this viral hit in Ukraine. Next thing you know, he starts running for office. Now he's president.
They voted through Netflix.
It'd be like if a comedian who had a big mouth got
like an actor.
Yeah. Won the presidency in our country. See, Zelensky never worked with a monkey though, like Reagan.
Yeah.
Anyway, so Zelensky the day before NATO, and I guess they told him no, he wasn't going to be. Biden was like, he's not coming in. Because here's the rules of NATO. If we go, okay, part of the reason you're in NATO is because all the countries in NATO and France, all these countries in NATO, if someone attacks France, all these countries, you're now at war with all of us. So if we let Ukraine in now, we're at war with Russia. So we can't till the war's over. Part of the deal of Ukraine is like, hey, don't come talk to us after the trouble's already started. I wasn't your friend. I wasn't your friend before. Well, but now you got some up your ass. Now you need me. Now is that how that goes? Biden's like, not gonna happen. Not gonna happen. When it's over, we'll talk. But until then, here's some planes. Take these planes.
We did give him cluster munitions, cluster.
Yes, we gave them cluster bombs for the clusterfuck that currently is Ukraine. But it's Russia. And so Zelensky, so here's what happened.
Your son just texted me. I just have to tell you, this is how you know he's your son without doing a DNA test. I told him he needed to get a credit card because I'm trying to build his credit. And he just texted me. This is like a few weeks later. Boom, credit card acquired. So I just buy everything I want and it's free. But do I have to pay it off eventually? And I said, nah, they'll never find you. And he said, sweet. He's an idiot.
It's exactly, Mikey, because you don't know if he's being funny or he's stupid.
Exactly.
That's exactly
I
me.
worry a lot.
That's my audience. They don't know if I'm
dumb,
if I'm dumb or a genius.
Your wife too sometimes.
Good. Then
You're Ken.
Then the game is working.
So we gave him cluster munitions.
So we're giving him.
Listen, but isn't that considered an act of aggression by Putin?
So this is where I get in this weird gray area too. So we're saying you're not part of NATO. We can't let you be part of NATO. Sorry. And then we go, by the way, here's planes, here's cluster bombs. They're training pilots on F-16s right now. So here's all the weapons you need. Here's all the ammunition you need. Here's tanks. No.
It's off-brand NATO.
We're not going to war. It's off. It just says it's white. It says tank. Yeah,
it's all sprayed over.
Generic. It's just generic weapons we're giving you. These aren't from U.S. What are you talking about? Now, if we send Mexican people, we would send the NATO vatos. How's it going?
No one's touching that one.
How's it going? Not in this neighborhood. So yesterday, I don't know what happened, but I pull up to the shop. I got
know what happened.
The wagon. Well, the wagon. I mean, the hot rod I'm building right now. I got it to the radio shop. The radio works. I got it, so there's no more sparks shooting out of the dash. Good. Mm-hmm. So I pull up and to get into the shop and to get into the parking lot, and there are. I have a picture of it. 9.
Yeah, you showed me. It looked like the precinct moved in.
It did.
Like, oh, great.
It was 9 cop cars, Explorer cop cars, and then there was 3 fire trucks. And some guy pulls up next to me. I'm just standing there because I can't get in the gate. They're blocking the gate.
All surrounding the building next to us.
Next to us, and the one, yes. Yeah. And they arrested a guy across the street.
Helicopter over.
Yep. So welcome to work. So what happens is I go. A guy pulls up next to me. Hey, man. Hey, did someone get killed? And I said, it's North Hollywood. Yeah. If there's ambulance and cops, ambulance, someone got sick.
Right.
Ambulance, no cops,
Right.
people got sick. 9 cop cars, 2 ambulances, shot.
Yep. No news people.
Do we know what happened?
He just said no news people. No, we don't. All I know is I couldn't get in the gate. Here's how accustomed to murder we've become here at the studio. I'm like, could you guys just get the body out so I can open the gate and get my car inside, please?
You were actually annoyed.
That's why the news didn't show up. They're like, again, we already did this story 3 days ago.
I feel like we've gotten
that guy's
better.
going, the North Hollywood guy's going, can I go to Raqqa or Ukraine? Because I don't want, North Hollywood scares the shit out of me.
I
Cluster
think it's
what?
better though, because we didn't have a body on the driveway.
We
this
did not
time.
have a body being covered by an easy up
For an
Like-
extended
like for
period
4
of time.
people.
That looks like a farmer's market.
By the way,
selling
people
dead
wonder,
bodies.
how does Titus have his own soundstage? Because no one else wants it. Because it's in North Hollywood. They go, yeah, you can film something there. Yeah, where is it? North Hollywood. Yeah, we're gonna go somewhere else.
I
Film a
would
snuff film.
argue. What songs did they make here in our little death murder complex? They made the Billy Ray Cyrus rap song that was so big.
They
Oh,
did.
yeah?
What's this now?
Yeah,
Old Town Road.
Jason, they did that up there. They're
They
doing all kinds of things up there in the
Yeah,
murder complex.
but that's if you hear, but through the history of music and stuff, it's never this killer perfect studio. It's what I think we believe about comedy clubs. The best comedy clubs are not the prettiest comedy clubs.
Yeah.
The best comedy clubs are these shitholes that you go in and the ceiling's too low and you're like, what is this hell? And then the second you get on stage is, and I think
Same with restaurants too.
Yeah,
Sometimes like the best.
But if you look at the old,
No, never.
if you look at the
Never
old, what do
with
you say?
restaurants.
You see those hole in the
Never.
wall places? The best
No.
Mexican food is from.
No.
BB
hamburger places.
Are you
BFB,
checking your ratings?
Better fresh
Just ignore that for a little bit.
Bread and fresh burgers. Some of those rating things hurt flavor.
That's
That's what
that
you.
D. That D.
That's
is-
what you always thought about
tastes
Better
like
Fresh
an
Burgers.
This tastes like a D plus right here. This.
You used to tell me that Better Fresh Burger was so good because they didn't clean the grill. And he was dead serious. He was like, they have the best burritos in town
Yeah.
because they don't clean that grill.
It's
They've
got a
been there
history of
forever.
hamburgers in it.
So I said that while she was eating it. I go, they don't clean the grill. She's like, what? And I go, no. I think the grill adds the flavor to the. No.
No. It added death to some people,
By the way,
and they
all-
closed.
All three
Big
of them are-
surprise.
cancer.
all 3 locations are now closed. That's not the point.
Alleged death.
They just can't find the owner because he died of salmonella after he ate it.
Salmonella.
By the way, it's my name's Sal Manila. Anyways, so Zelensky, we'll get you what we can. Back to NATO. So NATO's pretty cool. So NATO was started after World War II because we were worried in 49, well after World War II, 4 or 5 years, where I think we started to, Khrushchev and stuff were getting froggy. They're like, we're gonna fuck some shit up.
Yeah.
We have nukes. The U.S. has nukes. The U.S. And by the way, if you now, I don't want to be revisionist, but if you think about it, we were worried about their nukes. Yeah, we were the only ones that ever dropped a nuke.
Yeah, true.
they're like, those guys are gonna drop nukes, and they're like, what are you?
That's the same. It's
Hit the
the
button, hit the
exact
button, hit the button.
same theory as what you told me about your ex, how she always accused you of cheating.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
right.
You're the one that's always told me this theory, and I think about this a lot. So if somebody's accusing you of cheating, they're
Yes.
cheating.
They're cheating, definitely.
It's
like
projecting.
randomly, and you're not. And you're not a cheater.
If you're gaming one day and she can't call you because you had your headphones on, and she comes home, you were fucking somebody. You're like, she's fucking somebody.
yeah, we should again clarify. And you're not. If you're
you're
not
Yeah, if you are,
cheating,
yeah.
and you're with one of those
Right.
psycho bitches that always accuses you of cheating.
But the funny thing is, I didn't get it till just this second that we'd already
Sorry.
dropped 2 nuclear bombs, and we were freaking out. Russia's gonna bomb us, and Russia's like, no, we need nuclear weapons. Yeah, these fuckers need nuclear weapons. Yeah, because we bombed some people. they probably were thinking that we bomb people, and I didn't get it till just now. I had this jingoistic, nationalistic sense of American history that I bought as a child, and you start to think about it, you realize, oh, we killed like 200,000 people in an instant. And then we started worrying about
retribution.
Yeah.
Maybe we thought like,
but it's what she said. It's like, yeah, you're fucking me. Yeah, because you fucking everybody else.
Mhm,
I didn't get it.
Turns out
We ended the war,
it
though.
was true.
We ended the war in Japan.
So
That's all I can
NATO
say.
was
That's all I got left.
the original goal of NATO was to block Soviet expansion in Europe
Yep.
after World War II. Some countries maybe should have hopped to a little more quickly because they have expanded. They've taken Crimea under Obama and now trying to take Ukraine.
Yeah, you think that was a weird meeting after they took Crimea? They're like, maybe we should have joined the NATO. Yeah,
Well, but the guy Zelensky
was
just
corrupt.
got in.
Right. That guy, the guy that when they in 14, I forget the guy. He was the guy that was severely corrupt.
He's still around. He was doing photo ops at the beginning of the war. Remember, he was out there like in a little dress-up military uniform.
Yeah, they said, "I want to be back in charge." Nah.
Yeah, bro. We're no.
Yeah, no.
But then he disappeared.
that was Putin's plan. Putin's plan was to get that guy back.
Probably,
and then he
because,
coulda
like, in
then he coulda-
Belarus-
Yes, then he could have rolled in Ukraine.
And what's the other country we were just talking about
Hungary?
the other day? No, Hungary has its own leader. I know this
Belarus.
intimately well. Unfortunately, my sister was just there for a month.
But that dude is a full-out dictator. That guy's an autocrat, definitely.
I've just forgotten his name. My brain is just gonzo today. We were just talking about some of the surrounding. They don't call them countries. They call them
Territories.
Sovereign.
Sovereign. Yeah.
Slovenia.
Russian.
I mean, Belarus.
But it's like, but if they're Russian, they're not sovereign. Belarus, we know that
is
guy loves
Belorussia.
him.
It's really actually Belarusia.
Yeah. And so he's got a lot of people. It's the place with the army, with the forces.
Yeah,
place with the
you
army
know,
and the
that
forces.
place. Yeah, that place. You know, those of us
They're
that want
famous
forces.
Putin
One that,
was
Tom Hanks,
activating them.
those that burn crosses are the ones that want forces.
You
Is
guys
that
at home right now are
country
yelling it
talking
out.
about?
I know you know what I'm talking about.
You're so mom. It's crazy.
It's okay.
You're
Okay.
It's that guy who's in that
They're-
thing.
yeah, well, her mom.
It's a famous army. They have a name. It's
They
the
have a
name
name.
of where they are. And
the Union Army.
Army.
In their language. Uh-huh.
No. Putin was activating them when
Prigozhin's army.
Prigozhin was headed up with Wagner forces towards Moscow. Putin was activating these
Army.
forces.
You need to pass.
You guys suck. You guys, I need
we
a call.
suck. You're not even giving us.
And you have a laptop.
You're like, hey,
Phone
by the
a
way,
friend.
that
Google
thing, What is it?
I'd like to phone a friend.
That thing that calls in the
My
the
sister
guy.
will know. I just was
Yeah,
texting
she has
her.
you have all the information in the world in front of you. Just type in the army that Putin sent to the
But
guy.
you're the- Okay, let
See
me
what
try
Google
that.
says about that.
It says what? What the fuck?
Google's me like, hey,
Hey Siri,
Hey, Mom.
what is the name of the army Putin sent? Oh shit, she ended too soon. She answered what an
Exactly.
army is.
Siri was like,
Okay.
I don't know what the fuck you're talking
Okay.
about.
What is the name of the army Putin was sending to stop the guy?
That's already more specific than your original 20 questions or 20 answers.
Oh, she told me it was the Wagner group.
No, he was
It's
trying
not
to.
Siri.
No, the Wagner group was Putin's mercenary group that he paid. He even said he paid them billions of dollars. When they turned around and went after Russia, he left. And that's when I put Nosferatu as Prigozhin. He's so Nosferatu, man. But you can do pictures.
Oh yeah, it's yeah.
So what are you talking? What's your so he sent the Russian army to stop Prigozhin. Prigozhin turned around and went after him.
I just move on
Could you imagine the tactical
Now
advice?
it's hard to move on. But
Send
because now you guys want to know
Army
because you're
with-
riveted.
what's the good army? Send the good. You know the
Send
good
the one
army.
with the name.
Yeah, they're famous. They went with the guy. Daka, send them.
Uh,
And you're like, well, you know what? We need to
We're defeated
nominate.
already.
We need.
Okay.
We lost.
Russia calls it an autonomous republic,
AI.
which is Chechnya.
AR.
Chechnya.
Chechnya. The Chechens. Oh, the Chechens. Yeah.
Oh. Don't say it like, oh.
Yeah, when you give us information, we can figure out the answer. Yeah, when you say the Chechens, they're called they're the bad guys. What are they're crazy.
Oh, here you go.
Don't make it. What is that? How did she flip it to make it island? Like you said, the army that sent the guys from the place to the thing.
You just answered and go, oh yeah, they're the guys. What do you call those guys? You know, what do they call them, the guys?
They're the
The
crazy guys.
Chechen forces. There's a name.
I
for
said
them.
they had their own forces, and you did some
forces.
dumb force joke, and you just
I quoted
didn't
Rage
help
Against
at
the
all.
Machine.
Yeah, exactly. My point being that he has really surrounded himself along a lot of the border with people that he installed. So I was asking my sister about this because she's writing a book over there about sovereignty of Hungary. And anyway, she was saying that they call it an autonomous republic. This is one example, Belarus as well. But
So,
Putin
yeah,
installs the leaders in these places. Yeah. So they're autonomous, but they have to ask us for everything. It's like, no, you're not really autonomous.
You're Putonymous.
Yeah, and
There
so
you go,
the
Putonymous.
Chechen army was coming to help him when they thought he was being overthrown. Speaking of which, we haven't seen Prigozhin since.
So they did send. So yes, if you just the Chechen fighters were known to be very fierce. There was a battalion that he sent that did hook up with Prigozhin's the Wagner group. So I'm glad that only took 14 minutes.
Who knew how much?
You did it back after I said it.
I thought there was a name. I thought there was a vicious name.
Kadirovsky.
I know there was like
they had like a nickname, like a cool.
the
like,
figers of Chechen. There was
I
like
thought they were Chechen.
maybe I'm thinking of a
forces.
Sylvester Stallone movie where they
Kadirovites. They're called the
the Red Dawn
Kadirovites.
of.
They're
so,
the Special Motorized Regiment Kadirovites.
So here's the thing. So Trump was talking about NATO, and you can remember he kept saying, we're going to break up NATO. I want to end NATO. I want to end NATO. I want to end. Well, do you know why he wanted to end NATO? Because right now, because Sweden and Finland have decided to join NATO, we've doubled the NATO border with Russia now. So Russia's fucked. This is why Putin didn't want it, because now he can't go into Finland and he can't go into Sweden without us fucking with him.
But I don't understand why. So Finland already fought Putin.
Once they pushed him back once.
Wouldn't you want to join the NATO?
Yeah.
You're a little country.
I think they're very cautious people. Like if you when we went to Scotland, I even noticed it. Like everybody outside of it, Americans we were taught to do this. Fucking go. You want to go? Did you shoulder chuck me?
Yeah.
We'll throw.
Yeah.
The rest of the world's like, hey, excuse me. And then they don't have a fight to deal with. They just walk home. So I think Finland and Sweden were like, no. Because they were already members. They weren't member states. They were associate members of NATO. They were like this weird, they were kind of connected to us, but they weren't. Now they're official members because they were like, this fucker's crazy. Yeah. But it's also kind of like the disrespect of that is like, oh, now you want in. So now you want a piece of NATO, huh? Okay, come on.
NATO's like
by the way, you're not getting swag.
Yeah.
You got to buy your own shirts.
Ukraine is a massive border. If you look at the countries that are friendly to Putin, that he has installed dictators into that answer to him, Finland would have been one massive border.
Yep.
They're now in. And the other really big one is Ukraine. And then Ukraine then butts up against Poland and Romania and other countries that are
so
NATO
Russia's going to be
members.
surrounded by NATO countries pretty quick.
No matter what, even if he takes Ukraine, that whole border is a NATO border.
Right. I was thinking about this the other day. I just had this weird existential thought about the universe and life. We have enough resources. Russia's got 11 different time zones. We have enough resources in America. Africa's got resources. We have enough resources on the planet to literally take care of everybody. We know that solar works. We have enough resources to create energy and between geothermal and the sun, we can power this entire world without digging a fucking hole and getting the shittiest stuff in the world out. And yet for some reason, we can't seem to stop and go, hey, why don't we just do that? All live in peace and be cool and go to the next level. We can't do it. So guys like Putin, which I think there's whatever is in our brain, that caveman monkey part of us that's like, nah, I need that guy have that. I need that. There's something about that. And I hot rods. I feel like it. I was a guy with a badass car. I'm like, fuck that guy. And I don't even know why I'm saying it. I was just thinking that if we don't need a leader of a country. And here's the problem with this. We need somebody we need a Gandhi, someone like that who doesn't want to lead, but is willing to put out a new thought, a Martin Luther King, a worldwide Martin Luther King Gandhi. And now with the way satellites and stuff, we could do it. We need someone to actually change our fucking thinking.
Totally. We need that here.
Because we have it. We could do it all.
Yeah.
And we don't. I think Biden's pretty close. I'd say what you will. I just watched Biden set the fucking stage at NATO on fire.
Well, there's a lot of right-wing chatter because he skipped Tuesday night's NATO dinner with world leaders. He RSVP'd. No, the White House said it was because the president had 4 full work days and needed to prepare for a speech. He said that. Well, he did, yeah.
4 days.
This is the 3rd time the president has skipped a dinner with world leaders while on an international trip. They were also asked if he was skipping it because he had so much work to do. Why was he on the beach on Saturday? He's 80. He's like, I'm going to the beach, damn it.
Here's what a young guy would be able to do, right? He'd be
at the meeting,
like 4 hours of sleep,
right?
Feeling good, knocking out 29, bills and policies signed, done, killer speech, all by lunch. Like that's what a younger, like
but
Spitfire
she
guy.
pointed something out though. She said we were watching because he tore up the stage today. The speech he gave today,
it was great.
To avoid
now we know why he had color because he's at the beach all week.
To avoid the dinner, and if who that guy is, get him some fucking rest. He's 80. I get it.
Yeah.
So he tore it up. Watch his NATO speech today. It was really good. Fierce, like on top of his game, answering questions, great. But I've noticed, like when there's some crisis going on and it's consistent, after about 9 days, he fucking starts to come apart. He kind of shuffles. He's like,
yes.
And I agree with you. The young guy thing is that I will agree with you. I would much rather have a 55, 65-year-old Joe Biden than an 80-year-old Joe Biden. That being said, tell me who on the left could take Gavin Newsom is the only guy. Gavin Newsom would fuck some shit up. I watched.
Yes.
Yeah.
I would say yes. However, I think there's so many things here, at least here, that are so systemic that I don't know if any one person could do an even better
you mean?
job. Yeah, here.
No, I agree. And
there's so many things that need to be like, local leaders, governors.
Yes.
All of those levels need to be improved.
We forgot that we're supposed to work together. I mean, and I know there's been times in history, thank God for Rachel Maddow, keeping doing these podcasts you listen to, where she points out another time in history where everything was so divided. I mean, we had a civil war, for God's sake. This isn't new, but we should be evolved enough now to go, we need to get a bunch of people that work together, which with Biden, it's another thing. Biden calls people out. So let me ask you, would you want a guy that's got 42 years or 49 years of experience in government? He's seen it work. He's seen it fail. He knows what works and what doesn't.
Any day. Not only
or
that.
Do you want this fucking dipshit who literally...
Not only that, the people that he will nominate to his cabinet and around him for his administration.
They're competent, right?
It's a massive group of extremely experienced and competent people. Look at Trump's presidency. How many acting cabinet members, acting heads of everything did we have? He never filled all the positions that he was supposed to fill in the first couple of months. Ever. He never did. He left with a lot of acting and empty spaces. Any day. Third party vote, you guys, or
don't third party vote is what she's saying.
Oh yeah, that's what I was about to say. Or splitting the vote with RFK because he's a Democrat and he's younger is a vote for Donald Trump.
I read about
end of sentence.
I read about RFK Jr. today. Do you know he was okay? Granted, his uncle and his dad both got assassinated. Granted, and he was a pallbearer at his dad's funeral. I'm just gonna because what I'm about to say, you're gonna go, wow. Got kicked out of school, got into drugs. Later on, got busted for heroin, which he pled guilty to.
Shit, I didn't know that. Wow.
Yeah, pled guilty to heroin. Like listen, my mom and my sister killed themselves. I had a fucked up life, and I was never like, you know what I need to do? I never did that.
I never would because it left track marks, and I was too vain for that.
That criminal major, criminology major. She's like, nah, evidence, not leaving evidence.
Man, remember?
Do you got a heroin patch? I'll do the patch.
Right. Then people, to hide those track marks, they shoot up between their toes. That's what happened to Mitch Hedberg. Mitch Hedberg got detained at the airport. I don't know if this was ever released, but I knew his very good friend and longtime family friend. And he got detained at the airport. They searched him, took his shoes off. He had gangrene. He ended up losing, they thought he was going to lose the whole lower part of his leg, but he ended up having a few toes removed. And that's why if you see him perform towards the end of his life, which I did, I went and saw him in Houston, I think, he hobbled. because
shit.
it kicked him off balance. But he was able to keep, like, I think his big toe and it was something that helped him to balance. Yeah.
So his foot was always hanging loose.
He did his always. The punchlines were always kind of like good.
That's what he would say.
On the
That's
right.
what he would say. I lost 2, 3, and 4 toe, so my foot's always hanging loose. That would be a nice joke.
And then he would apologize for it. I don't know.
Sorry, that's horrible. I got amputated. That's my fucking
I would never
amputated.
say that joke. I would leave that to other comedians.
So RFK is not a good. I mean, I read about him today. He believes HIV is fake. He believes it doesn't exist. He thinks Fauci is a fraud.
My uncle's ex-boyfriend begs to differ.
Yeah, he says that he got the COVID vaccine. He said, I believe vaccines are important, but he goes, we need to test them better. Well, I will look at this. So when Trump left, we were killing 5,000 people a day.
I think he's being paid. I think he's being
paid. And now we're down to 200 people a day.
He's a distraction and he has a famous name. So dumb people on the left are going to do, I just can't in good conscience vote for someone that's old like that. And so I'm going to put my faith in one of the Kennedys. You ding dong.
So if the right was
he's
more,
getting donated to by Republicans. The Koch brothers are
so
the
the
money.
Cook, so yeah.
There's
Koch,
only one
Koch
brother.
brothers?
The Koch,
and it's Koch.
The Koch brother.
Why aren't the right-wing people talking about the Koch brother? Like George Soros.
Mm-hmm.
They have been funding everything from the beginning of time.
It's what you said when we just talked about with NATO. Finish your sentence. Go ahead. Finish your thought.
I don't even know what I was saying.
Good, because I wasn't interested.
You're talking about Kennedy. You're talking about Kennedy.
Oh, I was going to say...
better be good.
Rachel? I was going to say, if the right was more reasonable, that there would be the closer to the middle, then it would be, okay, let's have Biden debate all these new incumbents, these new people who want to run, and the right, and they can have their own thing. But the right is so fucking criminal and fucked up that it's like, we just got to hang on to the fucking shred of democracy that we fucking have.
A lot of people would say that you're just such a lefty.
Was that good enough? Was that good?
Yeah, it was good. But
it was all right.
But let's call this out. Because I think you're right, but here's how they deny you saying that. You're a lefty libertarian, you just hate Republicans. And I go, well, I'm not. I used to be a Republican. I used to vote Republican, but not specifically. I've always voted the guy.
Well, but also Republican used to mean something very different.
Yes.
So when you say that, when you say, they are criminal. Tommy Tuberville currently right now is stopping over 300 military confirmations. We don't have leaders of the military right now because one fucking Republican senator from Alabama is saying that he doesn't like the military's policy on abortion. So I have two problems with that. Number one, get it. I got it. You hate abortion. I'm fine with that. It's none of your fucking business of what anybody else does. But okay, listen, if what you believe, there's a heaven where you're going to get in trouble for abortion, good. Let them get in trouble. Let them burn in hell. But shut the fuck up and let them live their life here on earth. Second of all, the military needs soldiers. And if we've got soldiers pregnant and they can't do what they want to do, if they don't want to have a baby, then you should, what?
This is the thing, though. This is what we say about how their policies don't align, because these women are at a greater risk of being raped in the military. And I speak from personal family experience, and nothing is being done about it. And in fact, Tammy Duckworth and Kristen, Kristen.
Chechens.
That's a weird right turn. Christy Nome is the...
A right winger, right? Sorry.
Yeah.
Christy...
She ran for president. Anyway, Tammy Duckworth and...
Christy Cream.
A bunch of these former military people that are in Congress now have been trying to pass legislation about this common occurrence of rape in the military that's being swept under the rug, because it's up to the military heads to legislate it. So they're trying to take it out of their hands and make it a law enforcement problem. They're being fought left and right by the right wing.
The right wing Republicans are saying, no, you can't take rape out of the military.
We won't do anything to address that problem, is what they've said repeatedly. Nothing has been passed. I watched it happen with one of my family members. 2 years and it's still not over.
Yep.
And it took me getting involved, getting my father calling the head of the Marine base, getting my stepfather, who's a colonel, calling 4-star generals to get people to actually take notice. And still the punishment does not fit the crime.
No, and we should,
so let's not do anything about that. But hey, let's hold up military promotions because I don't like them being able to get an abortion.
But we should. But here's the problem: is that we also didn't get the names of those people and call them out here on this podcast. That has 250,000.
Because I respect the privacy of certain people in my family.
Okay, I agree with that. I know why you did it, but there's always a reason. So there's times you got to take a hit for getting involved, and what's going on right now is
that has
back
nothing to do with what we were just saying.
Yes, it is. But I was going back to what he said, so I can get off this argument that's about to start.
I did a gavel.
Yeah. So I felt it. I had that.
My whole point being that there are so many other problems, right? The whole abortion issue in general, it's such a nuanced problem. It's not a problem. It's a nuanced situation.
Yes.
And these people are so unwilling to look at nuance. Life is not black and white.
They don't even know what nuance means. That's the problem.
Well,
when you don't know what nuance means, how the fuck can you even understand what we're talking about?
Not only that, they spent all day on the Hill grilling Christopher Wray, trying to do political theater, saying that they're going to defund the FBI. Christopher Wray, first worked for Bush, appointed by Trump, kept held over by Biden because that's who Biden is. Guy's good at his job. I'll keep him over. They're now trying to say that January 6th was a false flag event. It was really planned by the FBI. He had to answer about that. He had to answer about all this insane shit. And he finally said, I think this is a discredit to the hardworking men and women of the FBI, the 38,000 people who are lifelong career workers with the federal government trying to keep this country safe, and you guys want to defund it.
Can I give you a conspiracy theory that I think is happening?
Oh dear.
No. Okay.
A real one or?
No, this is legit. This is literally. This came to me today. I was thinking about it. So because I was watching the Christopher Wray thing, and Jim Jordan, who's always this fucking twat. What a twat this guy is.
Can we at least hire whatever it is, vote in better looking people? I'm just tired.
A guy who doesn't lie about his height. He's 5'2", and he said he's 5'2". He says he's 6 feet tall.
If I gotta listen to him, bitch, at least make him nice looking.
There you go. Thank you, Gavin Newsom. You could listen to the Gavin bitch
all damn day. All damn day. Carry on, Gavin.
Gavin is
Gillibrand, Kristen Gillibrand.
Yeah. So here's my theory. So Tommy Tuberville will not now. Republicans also say we are pro-military. We are so military. We're so national defense. You're letting 300 places in the heads of the military. This isn't just people getting in. There's the head of the Marines, the commandant of the Marine Corps.
Dude,
they're not. He's not letting those guys get confirmed. Here's why. Here's my theory, and here's why they're trying to make January 6th look like a false flag event, like it wasn't real. It wasn't people that did it, that Trump didn't set it up. They're trying to get, they're not going to let all of Biden's nominees get into it because then they've got normal people.
Lifelong appointments.
Lifelong appointments for normal people. They'll do it to the Supreme Court because and we've seen what happens when they put their people in. Laws that were fucking precedent forever. They not only that, but our Supreme Court justices lied. They fucking lied about what they would do about abortion. Yep. They flat out fucking lied, and they're on the Supreme Court. Yep. Okay, so you put those guys in, they run the court. The court gets to say what it wants. Then Tuberville's not going to let his people in because he wants to wait till the next election. Why? Because not let Biden's people in, because when the next election comes, if by some act of God Trump wins, they put all these heads of the military in. Then they have people that when they take over, they go, these are my guys. This is how it fucking always worked through history.
What about that Comer guy? Who makes the Comer? This guy.
What Comer?
I believe that we should. I can't put in better looking people that move their mouths when they speak.
Oh well, the guy that was going after Christopher Wray did that one radio. Well, come on, man! Come on! You're saying that? And the guy goes. I think it was Nads goes.
Jerry Nads.
Jerry Nads goes. Hey, can you let him finish?
Okay, Jerry Nadler. Okay. Maybe not a beauty queen.
Cute as a button.
Little Peanut. I will also accept Little Peanuts because he is a little peanut.
He's a little peanut.
You just want him.
Yeah. The other
this
lady.
episode brought to you by Lomi.
Lomi.
Where
you can put peanut shells in it. There you go. See how I connected that?
We have had, if you sit around in your house eating shelled peanuts. We have been having a lot of conversations about Lomi because your aunt and uncle came up and spent a couple of days. Your uncle is a hardcore gardener, former Navy guy, right winger.
Dude makes new plants. He splices. He'll like rip 2 plants apart, tape them together, still put them in a thing, and they'll grow. What do we have? I have an orange avocado tree. What?
Yeah.
The fuck is that?
That goes with like homesteading. That goes with
So he's walking around my yard telling me what I need to do with the different fruit trees. And boy,
they brought tomato plants.
Was he
homemade
like,
MREs.
What is that? How do you do that? How do you make that thing work? Because I had the Lomi going. I have it going all the time. And he's like, wait, you put all your food scraps in there and then you put it on your plants, because he is actually taking garbage food and composting it the very slow way. And or he puts like eggshells and stuff in a coffee grinder and hand does it and spreads them. I'm like, man, I have surpassed you. If you guys don't know what we're talking about, Lomi, it is this super cool device that is sits on your countertop. You throw all your food scraps into it.
Runs all the time.
Well, mine does, because I don't know why we have so much food scraps, but our garbage has decreased significantly.
Yeah, true.
And you don't have that stank from the garbage because we don't put food in our garbage anymore.
I've been also showering a lot more, but yeah.
Oh, well, that's good.
Putting his stank in the Lomi.
So I have been making special potions. Like I put eggshells, I add coffee grinds from the Nespresso pods. I am, because it's so good for the plants, and our plants are growing out of control to the point where I was like the Uncle Dennis's joke, how I would kill the avocado trees. He goes, show me your avocado. I show him and he looks at me stunned and he goes, Rach, these look really good. I have 2 of them. And he said, what have you been doing differently? And I said, I have been taking this I always put my Lomi on nutrient rich soil setting, and it retains all the nutrients. It takes a little bit longer, and then I put that around the plants. Plants have exploded. And
not just from a layman, just from a guy who looks out the window in the morning. So
That's a layman.
A guy that looks out the window.
I'm just saying it to the backyard. Like I do. I'm just like, I got my coffee. I'm like,
you got
it. That's what I do. So she got it for like a week.
That's all he does.
That's all I do. Cup of coffee. So she started using this Lomi thing, and she planted this when we first moved to the house. She planted this cherry tree, and it was a skeleton for a long time. It was just a tree skeleton. It just and it was leaning. It wasn't great. And she started putting the nutrient rich dirt around it, and you're
turning your land into like Hawaii, volcanic.
No, I'm talking, dude, the plants and the planters are all bright red now. The beautiful,
everything's blooming.
The cherries we're getting are insane. I say what you will. Sometimes I think we are a consumer based people that just buy shit. This Lomi thing, it works. It gets rid of garbage, and it actually turns the garbage into stuff that makes the plants grow better and the fruit grows better. I am sold.
I always wanted to compost, but I never wanted to wear Tevas or Birkenstocks
or smell like that.
I like shaving my legs. I didn't want to go buy worms. Those people drive a Prius. Not cool.
Nope. Not doing it. Not happening in our house.
Is a composter for better smelling people. I love this product. Right? Was that a good catchphrase?
I think that's their commercial.
Okay. So turn your food waste into dirt. I'm not kidding you. I did it for Uncle Dennis too. Show me, Rach. And I'd open it and go like this. And it's, you guys, you put food in there, like gross stuff, and it comes out soil. It's so weird. Turn your food waste into dirt with the press of a button with Lomi. Use promo code Titus to save $50 at lomi.com/Titus. That's LOMI.com/Titus.
It's very helpful. The thing, nothing I like more than a product that effing works. I still didn't get to my point because we all talk so much. Zelensky talked mad shit. You should see the tweet he put out before.
I saw he's very upset.
I wish you could read the tweet, because then Biden had a private meeting with him. Next day, he's like, just want everybody to know that, listen, it's going to work out. We got this, you know. They
But
promised
also,
me.
it's part of the charter, right? He can't.
He literally can't. But the cool thing was, whatever happened in the meeting, this is what kind of President Biden is. Biden sat down with Zelensky, and in one meeting was like, Zelensky came out and was like, whatever the Don said, whatever Dark Brandon said, he was like, I'm good, got it.
Yeah.
Which means, that's listen to the Armageddon update, there's some stuff behind the dumpster. It fell off the truck, just pick it up.
I have to say to Zelensky, he was elected. He beat Poroshenko in 2019 because of his massive social media fan base. They all voted for him, so it was sort of an upset, and people were very surprised.
They also used that speech from the TV show that a writer wrote.
That's right.
That got him elected.
This is that movie with Robin Williams.
Yes, I thought that when it happened, I was like, wow, this guy, they elected an actor.
Who
just so you
never
guys know, I
expected-
write all these Armageddon updates. So when I become president, it'll be because
You
I'll never
wrote
become
it.
president.
Anyway, he became president in 2019, and it was Russia was a problem already.
Yep.
So maybe you should have tried to join NATO between 2019 and 2023.
You have to understand that. Okay, so here's what happened. So Poroshenko had one of the most corrupt governments that was really hooked to Putin. So you get this Zelensky guy in, and Zelensky had to get rid of all those guys. Don't you remember the shit that went down where Trump actually called Zelensky? He's like, hey, we're going to need, listen, do this. So we send, we weren't going to send you the
mob
missiles.
boss.
Yeah, we're
The
not going to
opposite.
send you the missiles. We're not going to send you the missiles. Remember that? He was going to do it. So what happened was that it took him. I mean, then you had the pandemic. Imagine this fucking actor. It's hard enough for me to learn a 3-page audition. Imagine you're an actor and all of a sudden, by the way, you're running Ukraine now. You're surrounded by the most corrupt group of people that Poroshenko put in. You got to get rid of all those guys, which means you have to politically get that done. You got more guys against you than you have for you in the government. You got to get rid of all those guys. You got Putin up your ass. Then the pandemic hits.
And wear masks.
Yeah. By the way, yeah. And
because in his speech when he won, he called for unity and announced the dissolution of the Verkhovna Rada, the Supreme Council that was already in place. So I guess he was busy getting rid of.
Yeah, he wasn't
a
fucking
lot of
around. He didn't do what Trump did, which stay in bed till 11 o'clock, watch it, and call Sean Hannity and see what to do.
And then go play golf.
Do that.
Yeah, he did. He called Sean Hannity.
No, he did. Do you remember his daily? I was just reminding him of that. His daily schedule, nothing.
Yep.
Zero.
Nothing.
Or on Saturday,
It was
he
called
would have
presidential time. What was it called?
Today, President Trump will have many meetings and give many.
That was the schedule they gave to the press.
Remember?
We'll give many meetings and give and speak to many dignitaries. That was his
every
schedule.
day because he got up at 11.
And she said this to me. She said about the presidency, because every time, look again, I'll say it again. I wish to God Biden was 60. He's not, but he's so experienced. Yoda was old too. Let's leave it at that. She said Obama was 42 when he became president. And she goes, did you see, he looked at when he was done after 8 years.
80.
He was 80 when he was done.
He looks better now.
Biden started at 80.
Yeah.
So he's going to
He
be,
kind of looks the same though.
he's going to be 1,000.
He had nowhere to go.
Today.
Yeah.
He just looks lost sometimes.
That's why he couldn't
He's
make the meeting. They
tired.
put him in the tank. They turn it on high. He's in his Lomi, but it makes him better.
They're
makes him-
composting him?
They turn him into nutrient rich. They make him nutrient rich.
If you're interested in corpse composting, you should check out our new podcast called Knock 'em Dead. It's available on YouTube now. Knock 'em Dead podcast is the handle, and it's on all the Apple,
Guys,
Amazon, everywhere.
We're doing a second podcast. We've been through some grief in our lives between mom, my sister, grandma, Sharon. We have lost some people, and the one thing I've noticed, and I've asked her, I've been saying this for years, the two places where people get the fucking weirdest are weddings and funerals. I've never seen everybody's real personality comes out, the psycho, their extreme psycho comes. I've never seen weirder people than at funerals and weddings.
We're going to have a funeral director on one episode. So it's first Friday of every month. The first episode's already up. But we talked about having a funeral director on to talk about some of the craziest thing
So
they've seen at funerals. Because think about those stories.
We wanted to throw themselves on the coffin. So death is something we all deal with. So Ray had this brilliant idea. She goes, we should do a podcast about death, about all the aspects of it by two comedians. So it's actually easier to palate because a lot of people don't want to talk about it, but we need to talk about it, all the aspects of it. So if you go to Knock 'em Dead podcast, our first episode up, we
want it to be funny. We don't want to be
we're not. Can we not make it funny?
If you want to hold off death for as long as possible, that's my opinion. It's alleged.
Wow.
You should try AG1.
Boom! Knew it. I had last night.
Did you know that's what I was going to say?
Of course, I never know but there was 3 products that went through my head.
Yes, same.
But I was betting this is my first choice.
Daily foundational nutrition supplement, and it's this product that I take every day. I take every morning. It's just supports whole body health. Supports your immune system, helps with healthy hair, skin, and nails, digestive issues, which everybody has, it seems like.
Last night I went downstairs and I had 2 scoops, by the way, in the big glass.
No, you just need one. You don't
only
need 2.
one. Oh, I don't know. I thought it was 2. It's
No.
1. Okay. Well, I slept like a rock. So
You never are
get
good
it right.
at this.
I'm not good, but
you're always like, I have 17
but
of
AG,
those. No.
well, if one is good.
You just need 1 scoop. You put it in a little shaker bottle that they have. A little bit of water. I add the dropper of D3. It's got D3 and K in it. Shake it up. 1 little gulp. Tastes like
And you can
tropical
order
flavor.
the tin we have, right?
Yeah, it comes with a 10 and a little metal scoop. That's what we got.
Can I say something about the little metal scoop?
I love the little
because every time you go, I think it's got a crappy plastic scoop.
Yep.
This is this beautiful, like it's like powder coated metal scoop. I was like, that's a nice detail. But anyway, so I had it last night again, and I had a double scoop, and it tastes so good. You're not supposed to. I did. I will not do that again.
Let's put it in car terms. It only needs 4 wheels.
I like that he
Don't
just
put
keeps
5 or
saying
10.
it so that we can't cut it out. He's going to make sure you're not cutting it out.
No, we're going to be clear that you only need 1.
Okay. Are we being clear?
Yeah, but I had to fall into bed. I slept really well last night, and I felt great this morning when I woke up.
I definitely notice a difference when I have it and then when I don't. If I forget to take the travel packs on the road, I definitely notice. I noticed when I was at my dad's house. Maybe that, and I lost my will to live at the same time. Could have been that. So also helpful if you don't remember to take stuff every day. And this replaces everything. Instead of all that crap in your cabinet, just take 1 scoop of this little dropper of D3 in
One
there,
scoop.
1 drop, and boop, you are done for the day. Even your probiotic, which I used to keep in the fridge, you don't need that either. That's in there. So if you want to try AG1, take ownership of your own health and tell your doctor to F off. Try AG1, get a free 1-year supply of vitamin D and 5 free AG1 travel packs that I was just talking about with your first purchase. Go to drinkag1.com/Titus.
It's also easier.
That's drinkag1.com/Titus.
It's
Check
also
it out.
easier to take than vitamins. It's
Yes.
sometimes sometimes my it's like my throat won't swallow vitamins. Vitamin, I'm like I won't do it.
Yeah, well, some of them have like
me
certain
too.
coatings on them.
Yeah.
That are like
Then
But
you
AG1
pee 'em out.
easy. You just drink it.
Well, that's the thing about some vitamins. They pass through your digestive system and then you
Whole.
That's it. You can't digest them or absorb them that way. So this is already in this ready powder form. It's 75 vitamins, minerals, whole food sourced
And
ingredients.
invented by a guy who wasn't trying to make money. He was trying to make himself healthier, and he found something that worked. So we had a product that was already proven by a guy who had some physical issues that he fixed.
We were just doing this ad for Aunt Kathy because she was asking what I was taking, and then she heard us talk about it here. And I was telling her that I have no idea what I was about to say. I had this brilliant point.
I've taken vitamins.
And then
I said about the guy who developed for his own gut health, and then you said I talked to Aunt Kathy about it, and she said it was awesome.
Yeah.
Wow.
Regain your will
What
to live.
happened to you today? What? Yeah, regain your will to live. AG1.
I left my will to live in Georgia. Right before I got on a
Zelensky
homebound
now
train.
is on board. Everybody's on board. We've got Finland and Sweden in NATO. NATO. So, and Biden has strengthened NATO. Trump tried to destroy it. And why? Here's what I don't get. people always say, yeah, we spend so much money. And by the way, here's the problem. Trump did do one thing. Some of the countries that because he bitched about, look, the U.S. pays 70% for NATO. We pay 70%. We're also one of the richest nations in the world. But I agree. If you're supposed to give 2% of your GDP to NATO and you're supposed to, because what happens is that goes to weapons. Like if something happens in Africa, we don't have to send our guys, but we can send them fucking weapons there.
Yeah.
You know, so any country that needs, like there's some countries that like some weird, like Lithuania pays their percentage, but it's only like $80, but they pay the percentage.
Yeah.
But Trump, some of the countries did kick up. Some of the countries that didn't like Trump cut it back. I read today. NATO needs to be maybe if NATO kept building, there's a point where China can't listen. You can fuck with one country, you can't fuck with 12.
Right.
12 countries is going to be like, hey, it's going to be a lot harder. It's going to be a lot harder.
It's a gang. It's a super group.
That's it. It's like the Crips and the Bloods, except they're we're the good ones. That's why the Armageddon. I'm like, when you're a jet, you're a jet all the way. So I'm just glad. I think. And one more thing, can I talk about Biden for a second? Today it was reported that inflation is down to 3%. Worldwide, we have the lowest inflation of any industrialized country. The lowest.
Right now we're down to 3%.
It came down to 3% today.
Stock market is.
Stock market's gone through the roof. Jobs, another 210,000 jobs added. They are saying today they're going, and I've been saying this because if I know, because I studied history. What happened after the last pandemic? Well, after the last pandemic, the economy went batshit. And it went batshit for 10 years. And then it went to shit. But it went batshit for 10 years. We are hitting the biggest boom. Between what Biden's done with infrastructure, all that money, all those jobs are showing up. What he's done with the CHIPS Act, all that money, all those jobs are showing up. We are now going to have a supply chain for stuff that we need. Do you notice during the pandemic, remember when the supply chain stopped and we couldn't buy anything because they kept saying we're out of chips? Yep. We don't have chips. Yep. We don't have chips. We're going to be making those fucking chips here now.
I think part of the problem is
because of Biden.
He's doing everything right, but we're not the average workers aren't feeling it yet. It takes
wages have gone up 5%. That doesn't sound like a lot, but they've gone up 5% since he took over. We're down to like 3.4% unemployment. We've got NATO is strengthened. No one's gonna. Russia can't do shit. Even China's like, you guys are working together now. Nothing makes the bad guys more scared when a bunch of people are on the same page. So. And Biden's not getting any credit for it. And they keep saying, oh, he's old. He's this, he's that. What I see yesterday, we were talking about it. Where the first thing we do, because I get the Armageddon update to write every week. I turn the TV on, I start watching the news. What can I write about? What can I write about? What can I write about? And they came on and they said that Biden said he has 6 grandchildren, but he has 7. And they had a fucking panel discussion. 4 people talking about, he knows he has 7, but he said he had 6. He's not really together.
This CNN?
Yes, yeah, CNN. And I go,
stupid.
Gives a flying fuck.
No,
who cares?
Dude, I lost my phone one time in my car, and I turned the light on my phone to find my phone. It was in my fucking hand. I started laughing. I'm out there going, where's my goddamn phone? And I'm like, where's it? It was in my fucking hand. So just because a dude who's running the free world, who's got fucking shit coming at him, goes, my 6 grandchildren. I have, how many brothers and sisters do I have? Step brothers and sisters? 1, 2, 3. I have 2
Thomas Jefferson had like a 300. I gotta keep.
Yeah, exactly.
Fucking
Thomas Jefferson. I have got 275 grand.
Or is it
280, 290. Well, some of those only count as 3/5 of a person.
Boom.
Anyway, but I'm just saying that so CNN did this thing where they jumped on it for 10 minutes, and yet person, woman, man, camera, TV. The guy he couldn't say Yosemite. The Yosemite Park. The fuck are you talking about? And yet, and it's what Ray says. I don't know if it's the news needs news. I mean, that makes sense to me. Or is it because CNN was purchased by this far right-wing dude and they've already fired Chris Lick because when the right wing took over CNN, their ratings dropped in half.
Yeah, it does play into their whole Biden is senile.
Watch the speech today. People, you think Biden's senile? Go watch the NATO speech he gave today. You're going to go, holy shit.
I mean, I get that he's,
But they're not going to talk about that.
Here's what they don't have to do.
Point out the other things.
But here's what they don't have to do with Biden. They don't have to write a speech so he can say it. With Trump, they had to go, he can't say that word.
Yeah.
Don't put that word in. Make it dumber. Make that dumber.
Yep.
Make that dumber. So we have a guy who's actually competent. He's got 45 plus years 30 plus, no, 40 something years in government. He was elected when he was 29. And we've got this guy who knows all the ins and outs. He's connected to everybody, including Obama. How many times do you think he's calling the phone going, what do you think we should do here?
Mm-hmm.
You know, how many? He's connected. He's friends with Bush. He knows anybody and everybody he needs to help him get this done right. He's seen it done right and done wrong.
Yep.
He's going to make the right decisions. And as we see with the economy today, the people who've been talking shit, there's a recession coming. Today they said, you know what? It looks like there may be a soft landing to the economy. There's no landing. It's fucking booming. It's going to keep booming.
Mm-hmm.
House prices are up. Everything's up. People are like, yeah, I don't see it on my paycheck. Well, maybe you should work harder because I do.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I just makes me mad that then I thought this too. Here's why it's easy to notice that he's not, because things are fine now. I want people to remember where we were a couple years ago. Mm-hmm. Do you remember where we were in 2020?
At war.
We
on
were
on the Capitol steps.
Okay, that was yes. Do you remember where we were? How many? We were stacking bodies because our president said that this vaccine was going to be gone in 15 days.
Mm-hmm.
We were stacking dead bodies in refrigerator trucks.
And he kept saying that.
And he kept saying
the bodies piled up.
He almost died in the hospital to the point they said he was going out. He still had COVID when he walked up the steps. And you see him.
Evita moment.
You see a Evita moment where he stood there and he couldn't catch his breath. He looked like he was going down.
Yeah, but it's such a great illustration of how he's willing to burn everything down, including his own life, in order to never admit that he was wrong. It's such a dangerous quality to have in a leader.
Mm-hmm. Do you know what else we didn't have? We had camps. We had literal concentration camps on the border with migrants in it. We don't have that anymore. Mm-hmm. He's on the laws have been changed for some of the migrant problem. They keep saying it, but we're not having the overrun that we were having before. We're just not having it. It's not, they keep saying it, but it's not happening. They've made it harder for people to come in, and they've made it easier for legal people. Like if you want to do it legally, they've made it easier. They made it harder for everybody else. You get sent back. You know, Obama, people forget this. Obama was called a deporter in chief. Obama deported 2 million people. That's what Obama did when he was president. People keep saying the Democrats and the liberals are, you guys just letting everybody overrun us. That's not true at all. They follow the fucking rules and they follow the laws. Now, again, Pelosi, it sticks in my craw that our fucking Congress can just buy stock without any consequences. They can insider trade left and right, both sides. Pisses me off. Give me the information. Do me a favor. Just put a government feed on what the contracts are so we can all join in.
I think it's time that we upgrade our congressmen and women, because we've got such
Tommy Tuberville
crap. Let's upgrade, people. Yeah. Let's upgrade like Harry's did with their new craft handle on that new razor. That was didn't think they could improve on perfection, but they did.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Let's upgrade.
That's called Subway. Oh my God.
Oh, you almost had it. Wait, I'll cut it.
That's called Segways, people. And I'm good.
That's called Subway, who, by the way, now is Fresh Cut Deli Meat. Anyway.
What happened to Jared? Is he in jail?
Yes.
Subway Jared?
He's in jail.
This is probably not what Harry's wants to intro.
We'll cut this out.
It's a different Tuberville that he's in.
I have Yorkie hair on my nose. Do you know what's funny? I'm applying to, that's what I was just doing, was typing back some answers to adopt the 17-year-old Yorkie that got abandoned at the shelter.
Are we taking that dog?
If they'll let us have her. And they're asking me questions like, you didn't answer these questions. What will you do if you get hair on your couch or pee on your rug? She's a senior dog. And I'm
just show some pictures of our bathroom.
I've been sitting here for 5 minutes going like this. Yeah, exactly. I'm fine. We're good. Yeah. She's 17. I'm not trying to teach her anything.
By the way, guys, this show is brought to you by Harry's. Harry's Razors, probably the best, one of the best companies and one of our first sponsors.
We love Harry's.
Here's the great thing about Harry's is that Harry's recognized quality when they saw us, and we recognized quality when we saw them.
That's right. We grew together. Ding. Harry's has a new craft handle that I particularly love, and it's all I use. It's the same great shape that you're used to with the German engineered blades that if you haven't tried them, you have to try them because
5 blades.
how many years in are we? And still, when
Stunned.
you shave, babe, feel this. Feel
So
this.
so today I came.
Go against the grain, and you still.
So
feel
today I came
nothing.
in scruffy, and so I was driving in today, and I realized I had the podcast. I'm like, oh man, I'm scruffy today. I just been kind of chilling, working on the cars, and I didn't
man.
I didn't shave this morning, and I had this thought where, oh, you know what I'm going to do? Because we have to travel tomorrow. We have shows Friday and Saturday. I get to put a new blade in. A new blade.
putting in a new
By the way,
blade.
and the new blades the blades last forever, but when you get that new one in, that first shave, oh,
The blades last forever.
Yep.
If you read the reviews, a lot of people talk about that, how long these blades last. Used to back in the old days. I've been using Harry's, I think, for like 8 or 9 years.
We make everything of quality.
So the old blades that I would get, they would go dull like after your first shave, you know. These, a month later, you're like, this still works, but it might start to grab a little bit. And so then I'll get a new one, and that's like,
I will say this: the old razor I used, it would last maybe 8 shaves, 9 shaves, maybe.
Mhm.
Harry's
No
is
way.
consistent, 30 days. I'm consistent 30 days.
you cray. The craft handle is, if you guys haven't seen it, you can go look at it on the website. It's got it's still that ergonomic
Little
handle that fits. It's got the little,
dots on it.
yes,
Grippy dots. Come grippy dots.
grippy dots, if you will. They've just basically upgraded this amazing product that they already had. It's like a dotted rubber grip pattern on this metallic handle.
People just go to the website and buy it. If you don't, if after 12 years or however long we've been had Harry's, if you're not buying Harry's now, and we keep talking about, we're still using it. I use all their products. If you haven't bought it now, you're not listening to the podcast.
While you're there, you should also. This is the best company for stocking
Yes.
stuffers. Any men in my life, my stepdad, my dad, Jet,
You set your dad a crate.
everybody
accident.
gets Harry's in their stocking because you get like the body wash thing for $7. It's like the prices are insane. The sizes are huge, and it's a brilliant product. My entire family uses this. Even my right wing people that don't like me in North Carolina, the ones that hate me, your hair paste. Go ahead. What do you want me to do?
Is it right?
Well, can always tell when he's been Doc Browning all day. He's like stressed out, and he runs his hands in his body.
Buddy, we gotta go into the room. Buddy, we get the podcast.
He uses the hair paste. He's got stacks of that. And when he runs out, he gets stressed. And my sister keeps texting me and going, how come they're sold out on the website? Where can I get this hair paste? Because she only uses it. The body wash, love all of them. Redwood is my
I'm
favorite.
gonna start
The
making a profit
peppermint
from
face
this.
scrub.
Oh.
The razors, the soap smells so good. You use the 2-in-1 shampoo. I need to post. I'm going to send you a picture of he's got 2 shower shelves, and it's all Harry's products. He's got the cube with the thing, and he's got everything.
Last night I did body wash on the. I got the fuzzy ball.
The fluffy.
The fluffy.
I'll just
And I
put a
was like,
store aisle in there.
Exactly. That's what it
Just me
looks
going like
like.
this.
Yeah, exactly.
But also sometimes it takes up a lot of space, and I'm in there like, you have 2 of these, you've got 2 of, and I start shifting things out. Next day they're right back.
Yep.
With his phone.
Elevate your shave with the latest and greatest in Harry's razor handle lineup today. Get your $17 craft handle starter set for just $10 at harrys.com/bombshell. That means that
Wow.
you get the whole starter set. That's worth $17. The handle, the craft handle, the 5-blade German engineered razor cartridge, the shaving gel, and the travel cover. All of that, $17 value. You get it for $10 if you go to harrys.com/bombshell. That's harrys.com/BOMBSHELL.
There's a great way to face the day.
Face the day, as my dad says, because my dad's he's on my dad. I don't know if you guys remember me saying I accidentally sent that Christmas box to my dad because
So she ordered.
they do this big sale at Christmas. So
She
I
ordered
got.
for
I'm
all
not
of us.
kidding.
We get
For
got our
everyone.
shit.
Oh,
Yeah,
Her dad got it.
everyone. The box.
he got
The
everybody's.
box was like 2 feet by 3 feet by 2 feet. My dad cracked that open, and when I called and said, "Did you get a box?"
1,000 things?
Yeah, I mean, it was like
Jackpot.
he said, "Well, yeah, I've been using it. Got the body wash in the shower." He didn't think twice about it. He didn't even call
About
me.
how much it was, how many
No,
were in there.
He's when I was there losing my will to live last week. He is almost done with all of that body wash.
He's using it for the house.
They don't give you tiny little bottles for a very low, inexpensive
liter
price.
Coke
It's
bottle
a
of
massive bottle. He went, and I think I had 7 in that box. Tons of razor card. Yeah, my dad's been living the life. So harrys.com/bombshell.
It's pretty funny.
He smells amazing.
Really
Really
you
does.
look up Biden's speech about NATO?
Yeah, it was really great. He had color on his face. He looked clear. You
was
and I
killing it.
both
He
were
was
like,
energetic.
she had some sleep, you know?
I actually yelled at. She's in the bathroom. I'm watching TV. I'm trying to write the Armageddon. And I go, he's back, because he's been a little drifty. He's been a little drifty a couple times.
Biden needs sleep.
Did he go surfing? What was he doing at the beach?
He
Like,
was
getting
at
all
Camp David 2
jogging
weekends in a
slow
row
motion?
with Hunter, because as a parent, I'm sure he's sitting there with him going, I am so sorry, bud, as he calls him, or buddy. I'm so sorry. You're a recovering addict. You already get up every day and have to battle through
The
a
entire
day,
world's
but
up
you've
your ass.
made the right choice for years now.
Yeah.
And now all of your past mistakes are on video and being released in the media, and people are attacking you, sending you death threats.
And
You're
don't
the
leave your
laughing stock
cocaine
of
in the
everyone.
White House.
Yeah, exactly. But it's like,
Send all the hookers home.
that's kind of another thing that drives me crazy, is that these assholes, they don't care. They don't care about anyone other than themselves. This guy, he's not in office, so we don't have to worry about him.
He didn't make $640 million while he was in office
Or
working for his
$2
dad.
billion
From
from
the
Saudi
Saudis, yeah.
when he left. He's not in office like Trump's kids
You know,
were.
you know what's really
So why are we having hearings on Capitol Hill about him? What he is a
Because
recovering
they think-
addict who's
because-
gotten his life together, and they don't even care about that.
Because it worked on Hillary. You got to understand. You understand the GOP is the dumbest motherfuckers we've ever seen. They have one plan. And it's not about it. By the way, they don't have a plan to get anything done. They talked about infrastructure every week for 4 years.
What were Jared and Ivanka's jobs? What were their jobs? I don't even remember what
he was in
they
charge
did.
of Middle East peace. That's
Yeah,
going
he
well.
was
What's going on with
doing-
Palestine right now? That's going really well.
well, they
little
would
piece of
blame
cha-ching.
that.
That's what.
Well, I don't know that we're ever. I don't
Middle
think
East-
we're, I don't think it's been foretold there's going to be a lot of peace there.
No, but I'm just saying that he was in charge of solving Middle East peace. Didn't get it done.
What?
He actually, they did a mob thing on Qatar. Remember when Qatar, we were going to stop sending weapons to Qatar and let Saudi attack whatever was going on because Qatar wouldn't give him a
She
loan to
was-
finance the house that his dad had.
advisor to
she's
the
an advisor.
president of the United States.
$640 million they made while they were in the White House. And
For
you're
advising?
saying, and you're fucking saying that you're saying that Hunter got $3 million from Burisma when the corrupt guy, what are you talking about? And they're saying that Biden got money too. How come no one, how come the Democrats don't go like this? By the way,
He was a senior advisor.
by the way, can I say this? Here's where the Democrats are fucking up. And I think there's this, we take the high road. Fuck the high road. You got to call these assholes on their stuff.
Let's get Gavin.
You got to
on
go
the
Gavin.
horn.
Gavin.
Yeah, you got to go Newsom on them.
DeSantis
Newsom.
does not want to debate him.
No, he does.
Oof.
Nobody wants to debate him.
Oof.
But here's the thing. Why don't the Democrats come out and go, I'm sorry, we have no evidence of this at all. Second of all, we do have evidence that the two advisors, Ivanka and Jared, made $640 million while they were in the White House. They didn't divest their businesses. She got multiple patents from fucking China. Then after he left, this dude went to Saudi, and he's not an investment banker. The Saudi minister of finance said, don't give this guy this money. He doesn't know what he's doing. And MBS still sent him $2 billion.
It's because
And by the way, wait. Mnuchin got $1 billion. Steve Mnuchin got $1 billion from Saudi for productions. Did you know that? So you've got this, and now the PGA, the fucking golf, because Live Golf came in, the PGA was like, you guys, we're not going to even go our golfers. PGA is now synced up with Live Golf now because they said, well, they were going to be the world's leading golf thing, so we had to join them. So you mean you let them butt rape you and take over
They're
fucking
going to
golf?
Trump.
They're
Live.
going to Trump now.
Yeah.
It's the most corrupt bunch of bullshit I've ever seen. And the Democrats aren't sitting here going, hey, this, and this. You want to talk about Hunter? Fine, let's talk about Hunter. Here's the video. Here's the hookers.
Why would we talk about Hunter? Hunter's not in office.
But
Next.
well, here's the last thing about it. So no laptop ever showed up because it got lost by UPS.
Wait,
Tucker.
Comer just said that unfortunately we lost our witness.
The whistleblower. I love that you do this guy's character. The whistleblower that they
Can't
said.
take it.
Wait, you just the whistleblower that had stuff on that said that Hunter and Joe Biden took money
and now
disappeared, and now the dude that disappeared just got indicted because he's an agent for China.
He was already indicted.
But
He
that's
was
how-
on the run.
But he's on the run. He's already indicted. That's how dumb he got indicted in January.
They're saying that it's retaliation. That's why. And I'm
No,
like,
he was indicted before you guys brought
already.
this up.
Conveniently, in between the indictment and now, he pretended to be a whistleblower. You guys bought his bullshit, and now
But that's how dumb the Republican Party is.
they're
And
embarrassing.
here's I'm going to say one last thing, and then I'll stop talking because I have some ideas. All you people out there, I want you to know something. Since we started doing this podcast when Trump started running, and I said what was going to happen, I said he's going to go for a military coup. He's going to try to actually impose martial law. He fucking tried. They shut him down. Everything I fucking said, everything we said on this podcast about what Trump was going to do and how fucking stupid he is, happened. Every single thing. We were not wrong one time. But guess what? And you won't admit it because you don't want to be wrong. But you continue to fucking be wrong. The only way you can be right now is to admit you were fucking wrong. If you just go, we were wrong. And tell you what, my relatives who are hardcore right-wing, very sweet people, they stayed with us for a couple of days. You know what they said? They're tired of it. They're kind of tired of it. Tired of Tucker.
Did they?
Yeah, he did. They said
They've jumped ship on Tucker.
they've jumped ship on.
We knew it was
but
going
they're drifting.
bad.
They're drifting.
There
at
was
least.
a drift. I was
But
like,
here's the thing. It's still ballless to not admit you were wrong. Every fucking thing I said was going to happen has happened. And it's going to happen again. If you know anything about history, Hitler got put in jail for 5 fucking years. 5 years. And they said Hitler's over. They let him out of jail and he took over Germany and started a world war. If you don't fucking think Trump's going to come back and do that, you're out of your mind. So you're a cult member. If you still believe this man, you're a cult member. And at the end of the day, my family's been in America since 1638. I love this country more than anything. And I'm not going to say my people helped build it, but we drank the time it was being built. And we were there and we slept with Indians and Native Americans and other people. But we love this country. My entire job is based on the free speech and freedom this country provides. And if you can't admit you were wrong and you want to continue to elect and vote for this asshole, then you're not an American. And you know what you can do? You can leave. Thank you. I'm Christopher Titus, and I have a podcast. I just got mad. I was just thinking today, like how do you people... Oh, the land of the free and the hope of the brave. Sorry, I got really mad.
if you want to work out your aggression, like some people have, you need to try FitBud. We took Groucho to the vet yesterday, and the vet kept exclaiming over how
It got creepy.
muscular his thighs were. He had Groucho facing the
About
other
the
way, and he
dog?
kept feeling his
Groucho works out every
these
night.
little haunches, these little poochie haunches. And
He's
he
got-
said,
he
so
kept going,
Christopher's,
he kept going, man, this dog isn't
because he does sprints every night because he demands ball playing time with dad. And anyway, we've
So
been
he
saying that he's on FitBud.
You know the hall upstairs? He runs from the wall of the
speed.
bedroom all the way to the wall, and he does it like 50 times.
Wow.
And I'm to keep throwing the ball, and he's out of his mind.
So we've been joking that Groucho started
FitBud.
FitBud. He's got it on his phone. I have never, I will say, seen you other than, I would say probably we believe in our products that we take.
Yep.
So actually, as I'm thinking about it, you love all of our products. This one, though, is the first one probably that you do an ad for me without meaning to every week. I have to listen about the platform. I have to listen about the algorithm. I have to, get to see him flex.
Sometimes you see me walking.
I get to hear about the workouts.
And you're watching me more, even when I don't say anything.
And you squeeze his thighs.
Squeeze. look at that.
Uh-huh.
So, and he came in the other day, this was this past week, and you're like, man, because Fitbod uses AI that has an algorithm that builds on what you've done before. So
I remember
he
this.
can put in what workout equipment he has or does not have on the road at home. You don't have to have workout equipment. You
So
can just put that.
When I'm in a hotel room, I just
It
go to my thing, I hit body weight only, and it gives me a
builds
kilo
on itself, which sometimes annoys the shit out of him because you came in and you were mad about what it told you had to use on bicep curls.
So it does a max day. Every once in a while, I'll do a max day.
Yeah.
And so you get the Fitbot out, you put it in, and you okay. So I put in buys and chest, and it goes, and it gives me like 4 bi exercises, and I look at the weight and I'm like, that seems a bit heavy, and I go to it and I'm like, and it say, well, because it's been tracking,
you did this
it's been tracking
before,
what I've
right?
been doing. It's
Yeah.
saying you're ready for this now.
Yeah.
And I was like, maybe I'm not
Which
ready.
is
You are
like
ready, big boy.
having a trainer. It better not be calling him big boy. I need to see that app. That'll be the next part of its AI. It'll have a hologram of a busty young.
That's for us single guys.
Oh,
Yeah, exactly.
you look so good.
Your thighs
You
are
Hey,
looking.
handsome.
You have a
Like
fit
Poochie.
bod.
I'll be like, okay, good. I got an hour then? All right. So I've seen more change in your body with this than I saw
With a
when
trainer.
you were with your
Yep.
trainer before. And you liked being with your trainer and you worked hard, but you tell me every week that you work harder with this. And because it holds you accountable, it's weird. It's like you're very good at
If I have to do something.
and motivating motivating himself.
But also because of stand-up comedy, I've had to. No one calls you and goes, "Are you writing your stand-up comedy?" So I've gotten a habit of it.
Yeah, and
That's
as
not
you've
great.
started to see noticeable change in your body and how your clothes fit, you want to do it. So you just said to me, I think it was yesterday, I got 2 more workouts to do. I'm doing 5 workouts this week. I got 2 more. And he will come home after he works here after you're gone. He'll be here sometimes until 10 or 11. Then he will come home and we'll eat or hang out for a little bit. And he'll go, I got to go do my workout. And he goes and does his workout, then comes back.
Other night I had, so you have to get it in the day. It keeps a calendar, it all keeps a calendar to tell you how many times you work out. And what I found out is, and this is really important, and Fitbot, you can have any app on your phone you want, but unless you use it, it's not going to work. You have to be consistent.
Right.
You have to 4 to 5, 6 workouts a week. 4 to 5, you got to have 2 days to recover, I think. It makes all the difference in the world. I get home and I have to make my day. So I look at the time. It's 10:30.
Yeah.
That means I have an hour.
So you can't just
before
skip it and do it in the
midnight.
morning.
Yeah, before the next cycle, you better get in there.
If I
Oh,
don't-
will it clock it when
Yeah.
it ends?
So I got
Oh.
I got my workout done. I hit done at 11:47, and I was like, yes!
Good
That's
job,
awesome.
Titus.
I couldn't lift my arms like
I'll
that.
kill
It's
that bitch.
almost midnight.
I couldn't lift my job.
Killer.
I was like, yes.
It's fun and I think it makes it
Inexpensive.
easier. It's inexpensive. It makes it easier because you don't have to get dressed up. You know, women especially, it's like, I don't want to wear makeup when I'm working out, but if I'm going out in public, I kind of got to do something and fix your hair, put on something that matches. You know, you got to look cute when you go to the gym in LA. You have to drive there. It's like all these barriers between you and your fitness journey. Whereas now you and I both do it at home and both are happier with our workouts, happier with our bodies and the progress that we see.
The money I spent on a trainer,
Do you remember how much it was?
it was $80 an hour.
$80 every session.
Every session I would go three a week. And so that was
Wow.
that
That's
much.
actually cheap now.
I would
for
go
a trainer,
is
it's
it?
gone
I would
up
go
quite a
3
bit.
week. I did that for a year or two, and I didn't really see much of a change. And and it wasn't his fault. He's great. It's my fault.
Yeah.
For some reason, when I hit start, I have to finish it. I can't walk out. I can't stop. I can't. I had 2 exercises to do the other night, and I was done. And I thought I was done physically. I was like, I can't. And then it was just. I was like, all right, you've got to do these. And then sometimes I'll give you like some exercises are 3 sets. I'm like, yay. And then some exercises are 5 sets. And I'm like, fuck.
Mm-hmm.
And so, but at the end of it, I'm done. And there's so much joy in going,
Ding.
done, and knowing I did it, and not lying to myself, because then I'm done. It's good.
So when I look it up, because you spent $80 every session and you were doing 3 a week, now you're doing 5 a week. So that would be $400.
To be honest.
So it's $79.99 per year for Fitbod, or $12.99 per month. But if you go to fitbod.me/Titus, you get 20% off of that subscription.
What?
So that would make that yearly
$60.
thing not quite. It would be like $59.99 or something like that for the whole year, and you can use it every day if you want.
And what we did was, so we now have dumbbells in the house. So the money I would have paid a trainer, we used for equipment that for myself. And I hold myself accountable. It's a great app. I love it. My son's using it. My son signed up for it. He's using it.
I like that you could benefit either if you work from home or if you have a gym membership.
Yeah, you can
work in tandem with that. It would benefit you both.
You
That's
can
a great point.
You could put full gym on it and go show
Every
up.
day.
Yep.
That's a great point. You don't have to stick with the thing you first put in. You change it every day if you need to. Because we go on the road and he'll go to a hotel gym where the equipment is different, or he'll do body weight in the room.
I never thought about what he said though, but because the problem is, so let's say you don't have it, right? You don't have this layout, what you're supposed to do. You go to a hotel gym and you look around what they have. They got a Bosu ball, depending on the hotel.
Right.
They've got some weights. They've got one pull-up, a noose. Why? It's
with a chair, with an old chair.
That's the resident
guy
sin.
doing neck ups.
Go ahead. Go ahead. You're already this far down. Go ahead.
What I love about it is that, like, I'm writing, I got other shit to think about. I don't have to think about my workout.
Yeah.
I put in what muscles want to work, this and this. Oh, you know what else it does? Let's say I'm feeling like
See what I mean? Usually he's telling me I have to end the ad. Gosh, we talk forever. We've been going 10 minutes. He's like, anyway, let me tell you.
It's because I want people to look. My health has changed.
Yeah.
My health has changed. My mind has changed. If I try to do chest, like if I said do chest and I try to do it in 2 days later, it won't do it.
It won't let you.
It's like, you already did this, dude.
Yeah. Don't overtrain.
Move on to something else.
Where you could make that, even if you're conscious of doing it, you can make that accident and be like, was it 4 days ago? 3?
Right.
Yeah, it tracks.
And it has over 1,400 demonstration videos. So if you're really new to working out, you don't have to go do it in front of a bunch of people, and you go watch the video and
sometimes
see
the names are weird.
Correct form. No, the names are right. You just call people.
Hammer lifty chest
You
shoulder
just call-
thrusters. And I'm
Yes,
like, what is
he'll
that? And
always-
then I go to the video.
It's that you have weird names for workouts.
I do not.
You call hip bridges thrusters.
Oh.
Those are not thrusters. Those are thrusters.
No, those
are upsy daisies or whatever.
So hammer curl. Don't look it up.
I know what it is. I've been working out forever.
We can finish talking about the NATO.
Thrusters are where you dip a little and then anyway,
It's not what I call them.
I know. So wherever you are in your fitness journey, beginning or really seasoned, get the most out of every workout with Fitbod. Like I said, you can get 20% off your subscription at fitbod.me/Titus. That's fitbod.me/Titus. I want to tell you guys a couple things too. I just got an answer from the adoption agency. They want a video of our house. You guys, somebody dumped a 17-year-old Yorkie off at the shelter.
So
she has how long to live? Like,
I want you to understand something.
Hang in for a week.
I love our dogs so much, and what they give dogs specifically. My God, it's amazing what animals give you. Because I come home, doesn't matter what shitty mood I'm in, whatever. They're just amazing. If you have dogs, you understand this. I come into the bedroom the other night. Ray is in bed. And I get a shot, and she's.
You don't have to tell everything.
No. She's it tells who you are. She's sobbing. She's got a computer open. She's sobbing, and I go, "What now?"
I wasn't sobbing.
You were crying.
I just had sobbing is. I just had tears coming out of my eyes.
I'm sorry.
Yes,
I'm sorry. I
exactly.
talked to her, and that's what you sound like. I go. You looking at it. Look at this little dog. Look what they did.
I can't.
Let me finish. Let me finish.
Just can't.
So I lay in bed. I look, and there's this little Yorkies, obviously old, and these people had this dog for its whole life, and then when it got sick or whatever's going on with it, they just fucking dropped it off. They were like,
at a kill shelter.
We'll go get at a kill shelter. Like, euthanize this dog. We're out. And
How do you have it for part of your life for that long?
Here's how bad it was. She's
It's
crying.
not pretty anymore, and
I-
it's expensive. So
I get furious.
He
and
gets
I'm
mad. He got
furious,
mad at
and
me.
I'm
We
not
didn't
mad.
speak
And I
for
go,
the rest
I
of
go,
the
I go,
night.
I just got in bed. I go, now I'm pissed off. I go, just don't do this when I get in.
And I
And it
said,
was
"Stop talking to me."
Yeah, and then we started getting fight, and then I go on Amazon. I start looking up for multiple kennels with air conditioning.
Because then we started thinking, we thought instead of just this one, maybe we could get several and have them,
And then we're on the road. You're gonna have some extra.
you're
Oh,
gonna have some
fantastic.
friends.
Yes. Set up the whole kennel right here.
Yeah.
I didn't even
I'll do a
think about that.
podcast.
Oh, you can
You're
sing
already-
to
you're
them.
already-
Knock, knock 'em dead for dogs.
Howling with Highlander.
There you go.
I went to the vet yesterday with these two because Chaplin's 13 now, and I can't fathom that, right? Like
And either he's ignoring us or he can't hear that.
he's deaf. So his dad looked up hearing aids. So I go in with the.
So I look
Let
up
me-
dog hearing aids. Gotta have it.
So I go into the vet's office. On my way in, I'm sitting in the lobby. Within 5 minutes, I'm crying with this woman sitting next to me because her dog is sick and is a senior dog and is most likely dying. And she was up all night. And then I told her about Abbott and we sat and cried together. So then I realized I am my mother. It's over. It's happened.
Mhm.
And so the vet takes me, and I never cried before I lost my mom. I was not a crier. It was hard to get me to show emotion like that or anything. And now, my empathy and compassion rate is through the roof and it hurts. So anyway, the vet tech comes out and she goes, "You two ladies can come back with your dogs now." And I was like, "No, I don't know her. I
They
just
think they're
met her."
together.
Ah.
Just
She's-
because we're
so-
sitting there with tears in our
Because
eyes.
you're both are
but-
And I go,
matching with
no,
your
I go,
makeup.
wait, no, I go, wait, what? I go, she would like really like, and she goes, no, she looked like she had big puffy lips. She was very cute and very pretty. And I go, oh, you guys looked alike. Everybody assumes because lesbians end up looking alike.
I
as do gays.
actually
Yes, they-
felt
right.
at least they paired me with a nice looking lady. She was very attractive.
She's like, if I was a lesbian,
Thank you. Yeah. Obviously, I was the husband though, which kind of sucks. But I'm always the husband in every situation.
That's not true.
Not with you. I mean, with
Yeah,
my.
that's right. Sorry, just
What
Felt
just
right.
happened?
you see the way she was at. We have,
One summer in July, my sister's tire on her Explorer went flat in Louisiana, middle of July. I'm out on the road. I take off my shirt I had over and it's a wife beater underneath, put my hair up, and I'm outside sweating, jacking up her SUV while she's sitting in the passenger seat,
All the
waiting for me to
lesbians
change her
watching
tire.
this are like, keep going.
yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, I go into the office and the vet, he's very nice. And he asked me, about Chaplin's hearing. I said I was concerned about it. He can't hear us anymore, really. And he goes, well, how do you communicate with him? And I said, I sign into his paw. And he and the vet tech both went, oh. And I went, I'm totally kidding you guys. I don't sign into the dog's paw.
it.
But he goes, you have no idea. Oh, thank God, what I hear from people in LA.
Yeah.
So, because he's from Texas. So then he goes,
It's like she's grabbing the dog's behind like water. That makes me laugh.
And the daughter signs back.
He gets it.
Yeah.
but they believe me. So then I tell him, actually, Christopher just looked up doggy hearing aids today for him. I said, but the thing
It's
is,
just a whistle.
they look like
No.
those flight earphones.
It's
They're
giant-
really
it's
big.
giant headphones.
Giant padded headphones, and they both burst out laughing. They were like, "You're so funny!" And I go, "Oh, I'm not
It's just
kidding
bigger
about that.
ears.
I actually am being serious." He really was looking
They're
up.
headphones that amplify and they amplify.
Speaking of amplify.
they're headphones that amplify. Yeah,
Yeah.
wow, that was ironic. And I looked it up on Amazon to go look it up. And she goes, "Oh, I guess that's so cute." I go, "No, we're not putting our dog in a helmet.
He
He's
goes,
not going to
my
be
dog's
that."
not going to be the
DJ
kid in the
dog.
helmet. I was like,
the chaplain. You saw the upside. All I saw was like, "Hello, my name is Chaplain."
I'm thinking of all the Instagram photo ops with
I
them.
thought how sweet he would look with
Yeah.
his little headphones, but dad.
There's
Are they
No
made
way.
of fur? Like, do they at least look like it's just a
No.
giant?
And he would pull them off anyway.
Yeah, there's
but
no way.
yeah. So he's just lost some frequencies. He can hear different.
What we may do is I may
Sounds.
buy a pair of I wonder if I could buy a pair of headphones and put them, just hold them on his head.
Yeah, but what dogs can hear, can they just hear what we hear now? Is it just regular
he
hearing?
said, no, it's not
No,
their
he's-
hearing it's really their sense of smell that's insane. But he
Yeah.
said that as they age, they lose some of the frequencies. He said, what can he hear? And I said, well, if I'm loud, he hears me. Or I've started doing a specific whistle for him, and it's the cutest thing ever. Wherever he is, usually he's on the couch and you can't see him. I do the whistle, ear tips pop up over the couch. He hop and he comes and finds me. He knows now that means come find me. So we find different ways to communicate.
So you are doing sign language.
See, he
Yeah,
can hear
yeah.
clicking. If I get loud, but sometimes he does look at me like, "Bitch, why you yelling?"
Yeah, we sound like we're doing a meeting in Zimbabwe.
Hello.
Sorry to be offensive to everybody.
So,
We've made offensive to so many
This
people.
was what I was going to tell you guys. Knoxville Bijou Theater is on sale September. Louisville Baumhard Theater is going on sale in like 2 days. Well, maybe by tomorrow. That one's going on sale.
Ken just running the ads he's got to invent. Ken's like, shit, okay.
Well, he
okay.
knows about all these. Next weekend, we added a show in Des Moines on Friday the 28th, and then Kansas City Improv on the 29th. And Cleveland coming up, Birmingham, Huntsville, all these places we haven't been in forever. We're coming back to Springfield. But we also just added a one night, one show only Detroit date.
Yep. Oh, that's going to be the Comedy Couch. I haven't been there in a long time.
You also, very exciting, you never have done Lafayette or New Orleans, or Lafayette in Louisiana, we call it.
Years ago, what's the hardcore Louisiana town?
Lafayette is really
there's another one. There's
hardcore.
another
Hardcore
one.
how? Like hardcore.
Hardcore.
The most Louisiana-y.
Cajun. Yeah, the more hardcore.
Nacogdoches?
No, it's like I did this one night, and then the dude got up and spoke. He did his set in Creole,
Yeah.
and then they brought me up, and I'm like, I don't even.
So we've added
I
a
was wearing a
show
vest.
in New Orleans. I don't think I've ever performed in New Orleans, and you did one time years ago. At the end of September the 27th, Lafayette the 28th, Dallas, Texas Theater is on sale now. Houston, Zilka Hall is on sale now. That's the 29th and 30th. These are just all places that we haven't been in so long,
And
so
I
it's
wanna-
exciting. Atlanta, Center Stage Theater in October
I wanna
on
say
sale.
this. Okay, thank you for doing all the dates. I don't think what you guys quite understand. I've been doing comedy a long time. You know what you're going to get when you come see me. It's going to work. You guys are getting 2 headliners. This girl has stepped her game up to a point where there's been a couple of nights where I've been like, I'm in the back, right? And you hear, you're a performer. Sometimes you hear the person in front of you fucking killing, and you're like, what is going on outside? And I got up out of the
Start
game
getting
and
nervous?
I start not nervous as much as like, what is going on? And then I realized I got to bring my A game.
Mhm.
So you're seeing 2 headliners really. Come see us both.
Yeah, so August 13th. So that Detroit date is coming up. We put it right after Cleveland Hilarities,
Good.
where I have not been lately. You've gone, I think,
It's good.
twice without me.
Yeah, they actually updated it over COVID. It's good. It's a really good show.
I love that room. I love that guy.
Nick is awesome.
Yeah.
Guys, now it is time for Highlanders Fun Facts. Highlanders Fun Facts. It's Highlanders Fun Facts.
That's the better guy.
That might have been
That
the
was
best one.
That was the best. So I mean,
That was a
the bar is
7.8
low.
out of 10.
We could record that one, and like put a beat on it. Jennifer Lawrence, the actress,
Yes.
is an actress. No, has a tattoo that says H2O. Does anybody know why?
Water.
So she remind herself
means
to drink
water.
So she-
Yes,
it's for real.
it's
Are
on
you
her
serious?
hand. It's
To
on her
remind
hand
yourself?
to remind her to drink water.
She doesn't seem that stupid.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
She doesn't seem that.
You know
I
what?
forgot to drink water.
You know what reminds me
That's
is
weird. Like that
thirst.
What?
Thirst. Actually, this has helped a lot. I know it looks
You're
like
never
I'm
gonna forget
drinking from
with
a
that.
barrel, but
Yeah,
my
exactly.
niece first got me one for Christmas, and you look at the ounces so you know how much you're
It's a
drinking.
keg.
I drink over a gallon a day.
If you turn it on a side,
that,
put wheels
yeah.
on it, you would tow it behind a semi.
Yes.
Exactly.
I don't know if that's weird. She had H2O. That's now my son. Back to my son. My son has just decided he wanted to tattoo.
He has the dumbest.
On his tattoo, he's got a octopus wearing a sombrero.
Yes.
And that's it. And I go, what's it for? He goes, I just thought it was cool.
Avoid Mexican octopuses. Reminder. Well, I wonder.
Hang out with Mexican octopuses. Either way, if you go with the HTO thing. So I've never wanted a tattoo.
Maybe it's like H2O something here, like motherfucker.
Where'd she
I'm
put it?
water, bitch.
Yeah,
Or so- I don't know.
70% water, biatch. I don't. It's just weird. Like that's a weird. That's someone who just I need a tattoo.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why? I'm gonna get one that's just breathe.
Yeah.
Oh,
My right says shit. It says,
wipe.
Yours, you must look at yours a lot. Because wow.
Nice. Wow. All right. On that joke, I'm ending on a poop joke. And I get to Poochie here. This is Groucho. By the way, I get in trouble all the time. So his nickname, he's got many nicknames, and you don't know how many times. And Poot Poot is one of them. P-O-O-T.
My sister said the other
Poot
day,
Poot.
she said you always did that. I had a guinea pig named Samson, and then it went to Nampy, then Pampy, then Pampers. I mean, it was like, and so he went from Groucho to Grouchy, Poo to Poochie to Poodle to Poot Poot. See how he looks when you say all those names?
So now I'm a grown man walking around. There's a guy at our house looking at the house painter, and I'm going, Poot Poot, come here. And she walks in, she goes,
Don't say it in front of people.
I'm like, Poot Poot, get in. I'm like, so,
It's a grown man.
I don't understand
Trying
how
to say
bad
it
it
angrily.
sounds.
You
Because
can't
he's
do
just
it.
my Poochie.
Or
I
if
said, Poochie.
or if he yells, yeah, we call him Poochie most of the time. See, or if you yell at him to go poopy, get outside.
Go poopy now.
Is he the one with the great ass? Who's the one with the nice legs?
He's got the great.
Is he the one?
ass.
Okay.
Doctor Israel Swan said so.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Do me a favor. Look up the facts. Scream sanity in the face of the insanity other people are screaming. Because eventually they're going to have to listen. For myself, the lovely Bombshell Ray and the Highlander. Later.
Peace out.
You're gonna be the one.